Hey everybody. So did anybody else get stuck on this thing too? All right, let me go figure out how to do this. Enjoy the music and I'll be back. All right, I'm back and I think I barely understand this. Just kidding, it's easy and you'll feel that way too in 5 minutes or less. So what you're gonna do for these is you're gonna take a look and see if you have the same base. If you have the same base, when you're multiplying these powers, all you do is add the exponents. So what's the trick? Well, when you look right here at this one, see how there's no exponent there at all? Just like if you had a variable like h, and I said, okay, how many h's? What coefficient would go in front? And you'd say the number 1. There's always an assumed 1 there. Same thing with exponents, so we assume that's y to the first power. So now that I know that I have the same base, y to the first times y to the fifth is going to be y to the sixth. Now, one thing that I want you to be careful about, you add the exponents, but the coefficients there, even though that we know that that's a 1y to the first and a 1y to the fifth, we don't add those two ones. So you're not going to write 2y to the sixth. That would be wrong. The only thing that you add are the actual exponents. So, same base, there it is. 1 plus 5, 6. This one right here, end of the second, end of the seventh. They're the same base, 2 plus 7 is 9. There it is, done. If you said, okay, well, Mr. McGuire, that's 1 end of the second, and that's 1 end of the seventh, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So wouldn't this be 2 end of the seventh? No, we just went over that. The only thing that you add are the exponents, not the coefficients. So that's garbage. That's how it is. Right here, the coefficient, again, would be 1. Now, if you have a coefficient on both of these other than 1, just multiply them. Negative 7 times positive 1, that's going to be negative 7. I've got x to the second, x to the fourth, 2 plus 4, 6. Right here, I've got 3 of them. If there's no exponent here, fill it in with a 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. This is x to the seventh. Right here, if there's no exponent, it's a 1. 1 plus 5, 6. Right here, what's a negative times a negative? A positive. So it's positive x. 3 plus 4, 7. Here, look at the coefficients. 2 times 8, 16. A to the second, a to the, yep, that's right, a to the first. 2 plus 1 is 3. Don't forget to add that exponent if one's not written. Right here, let's put a 1 on that y. Let's put a 1 on that x, and now we're ready to take this out. I've got a 4 here. 4 times 1 would be 4, and if you're wondering what 1 is he talking about, well, remember if there's no coefficient here, just add a 1. I've got x to the second, x to the first. 2 plus 1 is 3. Y to the first, y to the third. 1 plus 3, 4. Right here, negative times negative is a positive. 4 times 5 is 20. X to the third, x to the seventh. 3 plus 7, 10. Right here, signs are different, so it's negative. 3 times 2 is 6. J to the second, j to the first. 2 plus 1 is 3. K to the fourth, k to the sixth. 4 plus 6 is 10. Now, one thing that I had in my video when I taught you this, but wasn't on this worksheet for practice, is if you have something like this. X to the third, q times, I don't know, x. Well, the x to the third and x, that's going to be x to the fourth, because that's a 1. See how there's a q right here and there's no q here? Just write it. If you had a problem like this, r times h. Well, here, the bases are totally different. There's nothing to combine. It's just rh. That's it. If you understand that, you understand everything. Good luck on your quiz.